All right, y'all. So I have a little tiny update on what's going on with this Aegon's Conquest prequel. Writer Mattson Tomlin did an interview with Entertainment Weekly where he talked about speaking with George R.R. Martin and how he's approaching this show, approaching writing this show. Let's talk about it. So, as I said, this article is coming from Entertainment Weekly. If you want to read the full thing, make sure you check out the link in my description. Screenwriter Mattson Tomlin has had his hands in a number of high-profile geek properties. He is the creator and showrunner behind the Terminator anime series coming to Netflix. He's also scripting the sequel to The Batman. He's attached to movies based on Mega Man video games and the Keanu Reeves comic Berserker. And now he is writing a treatment for, of course, a new Game of Thrones spinoff. I'm so excited to see Aegon bring Balerion out and force y'all to bend the knee. It's just music to my ears. Team Targaryen for life. I don't know why you would be rooting for any other house. Don't know why you'd be dragging around any other house's banners, bitch. Like, it's fire and blood. Like, are you serious? Okay, Tomlin briefly addressed the latter in an interview with Entertainment Weekly about Terminator Zero. He said that one, referring to the Aegon's Conquest prequel, of course, that one is very early days where I'm currently writing the script. Currently doing a lot of great back and forth with George. He says, of course, of collaborating with the author George R.R. Martin. Now, HBO has not formally greenlit the spinoff. Damn, they ain't? I guess I'm wrong about that. I thought they did. Well, I guess it's just like so many rumors swirling, and they're obviously clearly in full swing of development that like everybody's reporting on it. So maybe I felt like HBO had officially greenlit it, but I thought they did. I guess not, girl. I don't know, but I mean, at this point, like I said, y'all are clearly working on something. So y'all just need to go ahead and like officially, formally greenlit it, cause ain't no way y'all doing all this story, you know, House of the Dragon, and like later on Game of Thrones. Like, ain't no way y'all doing that and we don't get Aegon. Like, what are you talking about? And after Aegon, guess what? After y'all do Aegon, guess what? We need to go back in time to old Valyria. That's just it. I need to see if there are dragons bigger than Balerion in Valyria. I need to see what the hell happened to create the Doom. Like, y'all, oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. So HBO has not formally greenlit the spinoff, but Tomlin is largely working to adapt material chronicled in Martin's 2018 book, Fire and Blood, which was written as if it were a real historical document on the Targaryen dynasty. So this is what Matt said. In speaking to George, it became really clear. This is history. Treat this like it is what happened. And, you know, if that's what George wants, like, I really hope that HBO, I really hope that the writers really take that into account, right? Like, okay, it seems like they're saying here is like, okay, with some of the other shows in the Game of Thrones universe, you know, certain things are up for interpretation. It's fine if you change certain things. It's fine if you move things around, whatever, because of the way I wrote it, because of the way it's written and presented. It's fine if certain things are changed. But it seems like George is saying here, well, this is history. This is actually what happened. And this is Aegon. So like extremely important, obviously extremely important character story in this book. It seems like he's like, well, just write what's on the page. Just adapt what's on the page. It seems like George is saying that. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall in these conversations. Okay, so Matt goes on to say, unlike the original series, I don't have thousands of pages to go off to adapt. I've got a couple hundred that I'm really focused on. And in those pages of Fire and Blood, there are a lot of clues. It kind of turns into doing Napoleon or doing Alexander the Great or doing some great historical figure where we know a lot about the guy. We know where he was, we know who he conquered, we know who lived, and we know who died. That all becomes the plot, and then it becomes my job to go, but what did it mean thematically? How did it feel? What were the emotions when this person died and this person lived? We don't have the context. We don't know what anybody said. So, it seems like, okay, well, he and George have established that there's main points, main events in the story that must be covered, just, as any other adaptation. And then you fill in the emotions, you fill in the themes, you fill in the context as you go and as you write. Just reading on, we already know about the multiple other spin-offs that are in early development stages, but only 2 have been officially approved. Of course, we know that House of the Dragon has been approved, and also A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I actually heard that they were talking about like episode count and all that stuff, like they're like moving forward with this one as well. So House of the Dragon already expanded the lore of Aegon the Conqueror in its first season, and so it's going to be interesting to see, because they talk about it next. They talk about it next in this next paragraph. I was like, it's going to be interesting to see how that whole like secret that Viserys passed on to Rhaenyra, a royal secret or whatever, it's going to be interesting to see how it was started, right? Like how it was born. The article then says, those who watch House of the Dragon will remember how Viserys shared a story with his daughter. The reason Aegon felt compelled to unite Westeros under one rule is because he had a prophetic dream about an endless winter coming from the north to cover everything in his path. He believed humanity's best defense was to have a Targaryen with the power of Dragonfire at their disposal on the throne. Aegon, who we know in hindsight was predicting the Great War with the White Walkers, called his vision A Song of Ice and Fire, the name Martin gave to his book series that inspired HBO's Game of Thrones. And I'm sorry, real quick, I'm gonna take a moment to laugh here because that is so funny. It's just like, it's so white colonizer of Aegon to be like, I'm going to make you bitches bend the knee and burn because, well, y'all got a threat coming, and the only way on Planetos that you could ever handle the threat is if you bend to my rule. It's just like, okay, like I get it, you got Dragonfire, but bitch, damn, we can't work together to like dispose of the White Walkers. Why I gotta do it underneath your heel, Aegon? Why we can't work why couldn't you just bring your dragons, help us out, and then leave, bitch? You gotta conquer the whole goddamn you had to conquer the whole continent, bitch. And I'm burning you up for you to help you. It hurts me more than it hurts you, Aegon. Sorry, I just thought that was it was just so funny because like in real life you hear that kind of like excuse that colonizers use, right? I'm bringing you all this death and destruction for your own good. Either way, in the context of fantasy, it's fun, it works, whatever. But I just thought it was so funny because like you hear those kinds of arguments in real life from colonizers. Okay, let's see what Ryan Condal says about this. He confirmed to EW that he's at least somewhat involved in the Aegon's Conquest series. People are picking my brain all the time. It's very early days, but we shall see. So of course he's also executive producing Duncan Egg and all that. So yeah, that's it, y'all. I am really excited to hear more updates. Like I said, this is just a really small update. Like, oh, I'm working on the script. Me and George are talking, and Ryan is involved in, a bunch of the prequels and stuff. So it's a small update. But either way, it's fun to see that, they're trying to just say, okay, well, this is the history that actually happened. We can fill in the blanks, but this is the, this is how it goes. We probably not going to change as much as we did when it comes to the other shows. But I mean, you never know, girl, because they could come out here and make Visenya and Rhaenys be beating each other up every day in Aegon Fort or in the... prototype Red Keep. Like, I don't, how sometimes these Game of Thrones showrunners with these characters sometimes. So, you know, that's what they saying, is that they're not going to change a whole lot. But, you know, you never know, girl. You never know. Tell me what you think about this update. Love y'all so much. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace. All right, y'all, make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.